Excuse me, sir. Can I pet him?
Go ahead. Hey, over here. Hey, sit. His name's Boss. What's your name?
I'm Iggy.
What kind of name's that?
It's my name.
How old are you?
I'm 6.
Where's your parents at?
My mommy won't allow a dog in our house.
Why won't she allow a dog in your house?
She says that 3 daughters is hard enough.
Iggy! What did I say about disappearing like that? What are you doing?
I'm cuddling Boss.
You sure as hell better not be Boss.
He's a handsome one. He seems to really like her.
Yeah, well, thanks for letting her pat him.
Hi, you're welcome.
Come on, let's go, baby.
All right, let's put your hands together for the next generation of great America. We got Desiree, Iggy, and Sierra.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, you guys, welcome back to another episode of Triple B. Today's point of discussion, keeping your people in line. You know, I've had some people from Antifa come on the channel and they try to detract and they're like, no, we're not violent. They're the violent ones. We didn't start this war. You know, we're not the aggressors. Meanwhile, here's what people like me and the rest of the world are seeing. Video after video after video of attacks, shots being popped, old ladies being punched in the face, children being assaulted. And you can claim that that has nothing to do with your anti-fascist sympathies, which again, anti-fascist, when I say that term, is in terms of the organization not actually being anti-fascist. Because punching old women, beating children, attacking officers that don't agree with your political ideology, and then demanding that social media companies and all of these big corporations get in bed with you to defend your interest, it's a little fascist. But here's the thing about this insurrection, of which I truly believe that this is a Marxist insurrection. I'm a firm believer that probably 90% of the people involved in this insurrection have zero clue they're involved in an insurrection. A lot of people who went to January 6th did not expect them to be storming the Capitol. You know, I followed a lot of right-wing channels at the time, and it was like, yeah, meet up in D.C., we're going to have a rally, we're going to talk, we're going to have some speakers. This is what Antifa's pages were saying. It's going to be a day of chaos. They're going to attack D.C., there will be a white supremacist siege on the Capitol, and then after January 6th popped off, I try to go back into these online channels and see what they were saying before, because I'm like, oh, crap, they were right, let me go back. Gone, wiped, deleted. We've all been infiltrated. A lot of people at January 6th were infiltrated. The feds were the ones who launched the January 6th insurrection. If we had to pit one group of people over another, it was the federal government. They came in pretending to be Antifa. They came in pretending to be conservatives. They authorized tours of the facility. They shut down the security cameras. They opened the gates. So here's the reality. If you're operating in white supremacy or Antifa or any of these places, chances are you are surrounded by feds at all times. I reported to many people in Antifa who I had never met before. I was probably talking to feds. They're everywhere. They're trying to get a hold of the situation. Again, I'm working with them, but I'm going to call them out while we're here because we ain't all perfect. But this is what's happening, and it happened a lot in Portland. There'd be a lot of undercover cops, right? And they'd come in, and they'd be dressed like Antifa, and they weren't, or they'd be dressed like a rioter, and they weren't. And then they just come in, and they cause some problems, right? And then they flee. People, if you're an Antifa and you're listening to me right now, you agree with this. Don't fucking bullshit me. Because half the time I was out there in those spaces, the smart ones are looking for feds. Now, half the time they thought I was a fed because they weren't as smart as they thought. but they were at least trying to protect themselves, right? Now, more often than not, these were the people who would call out agitation, because a lot of these people are more paranoid. So when they see aggression and they believe that they're really there for peace, and they see someone breaking a window or doing this, they're actually some of the first people to go out and call it out, which is kind of nice. Think about it. Some of the best moments, I think, and even during my time in Antifa, was it when Antifa was willing to call out their own. I'll try to find this video and throw it up on the screen if I can. A lot of these videos get lost over time, but I know I've posted it on the channel before. I think it was in Portland. There was an Antifa rider, and he had a sledgehammer, right? If I'm remembering right. And he's like going at the concrete, and he's just taking chunks out of the ground. And you got all these BLM Antifa people here, and they're just looking at each other like, no, we're not getting in trouble for his stupid shit. So what do? They disarm him, pick him up, carry him over to the police officers. And yeah, that probably had to sting their pride a little bit because they're working with their enemy. But let's not pretend like there was any negativity to the situation. Dude was destroying public property. You're trying to keep good with the police. You're trying to make your points. You're trying to fucking get your politics across. And you had to make a sacrifice. Moments like that didn't just stand out to people like me. It stood out to the conservatives. When the conservatives see the left keeping their people in check and saying, hey, cut it out, they really like it. Because they're not trying to defeat the left. They just want the left to calm the fuck down. And I want to say that that's probably some of the strengths, not even probably, that is the strength that the far right, be you know, Proud Boys or militia or even neo-Nazis, they have a stronger tendency to keep their people in line because they understand the stakes. A lot of people in Antifa don't understand the stakes because they're angry, belligerent teenagers. Don't matter if they're 30 or 40, they're angry, belligerent teenagers. Whereas opposed to these men, you got veterans, you got these military operations going down, you have private investigators, you have police, you have all these different people who actually understand that the preservation of their country is a mission, not a game. And that's where Antifa's lost. I don't think it can get it back, but, you know, call it controversial. Here's some advice to some fucking domestic terrorist. If you don't think that you yourself or your group of friends or your cohorts are a domestic terrorist, if you really think that you're out there fighting for, you know, racial justice and LGBT rights and equality and all this shit under the sun, then you're going to have to prove it. And you don't prove it by going out and calling other people racist, calling other people Nazis, punching old ladies in the face and attacking children. You don't do it by pointing a gun in the face of an ICE agent. You don't do it by getting in bed with your fucking local gangs because, hey, you're all want to protect the immigrants because y'all like fucking drugs. If you're really going out there with a good message and you're from the left, maybe you're not even the far left, just moderate left. Maybe you're just a simple, I don't mean simple in a negative way. I just mean, you know, a basic bare bone Democrat. I'm here because I don't like people getting shot. I don't want to see gay people getting hurt. I want to see black people getting hurt. Dude, God bless you. And thank you. If you're not one of these radicals, then you need to start proving it by calling it out. Because there are outside forces that are coming in and they are infiltrating these protests, be they federal agents, be they gangs, be they cartels, be they the Chinese, be they the Iranians. Every single protest, riot group, political organization, charity front, NGO, the Death Eaters are there. They're there. And for the more innocent ones who don't believe in violence, they depend on your innocence in order to hide in the shadows. They tug on your empathy. They tug on your heartstrings to make you feel good so that you don't see all the corruption and the destruction going on. I've been there. I thought it was all just rainbows and sparkles and we love the blacks and we love the gays and we love the trans and the non-binaries. And from what I've learned leaving, no, it was more had to do with gangs and prostitution and drug trade, you know? All being operated by people who are sitting there and pretending to be light and fluffy. Like they're the princess. And really, they're the fucking devil. And these people are going to take advantage of the situations that you care about. You may be going out tomorrow. Maybe something horrible happened in your neighborhood. Let's just say 30 minutes ago, black kid got shot, right? So tomorrow, downtown, All your people are going to go out and meet there. You get your buddies together. You're fucking shooting text off. Everybody's foaming at the mouth. We're all pissed. That's a very high stress situation. How are you going to honor that black child that got shot? Are you going to go out there and are you going to go start punching people, spitting in their face, name calling? Or are you going to find an honest, genuine way to connect with people to say, man, this sucked. I don't think that kid deserved to get shot. I get you disagree with that, but hey, maybe there's some holes in things to where if we could talk about it as a society over time, we can create a system to where, maybe that doesn't happen again. That's what people really want. But you get there and then you see the guns and you see the mask and you see the flags and you see the police and you're like, fuck, wartime. And if you are a strong, level-headed Antifa member or anybody in these left-wing circles, again, not just Antifa, but anywhere on the left, the best thing you can do is prepare yourself for violence. Not to enact violence, but to prepare against violence. You need to stand up for the people that you're protesting against. When you see a man on the other side with a MAGA hat and someone's spitting on him and cussing at him, you need to stand between them and you need to tell your boy to back off. It doesn't matter what he did. He's not on your team, right? You can't control your own people, or you can't control the other people. You can only control your own people. So you tell your buddy to simmer down. You don't back him up. You don't form a mob. You don't form a collective and then get back in the other guy's face and say, fuck that, he's got friends. You say, guys, chill. You, over there, you, I'm so sorry. I promise we're going to leave you in peace. You walk away. You see someone throwing bricks. You go get those bricks. You see someone pick up a 2x4 to smash out a window. You go grab that 2x4, something I regret never having done. When Elkhorn Brewery got fucking destroyed for being labeled a white supremacist hub in Eugene, Oregon. And I just stood by confused when a bunch of kids all of a sudden are picking up pieces of wood and going to smash windows and smash out security cameras. I remember literally looking at my friend. I was just like, are we going to get like a press briefing about this? Are we going to get like a report on why this is happening? Like, what is this? I sat there in confusion making jokes when I should have been grabbing that fucking 2x4 out of their hands, yanking it away from them, and making allies with my neighbors. Too many of y'all are letting too many fucked up things happen. And it's not just when you're out in the streets. It's in your everyday conversations. When you're texting your friends about murdering politicians or hunting down ICE and you think it's a joke, it's not a joke. You may think it's a joke. Other people around you may not think it's a joke. Grow up. Y'all need to understand what the far right understands. Unfortunately, sorry, I'm not taking a side. I'm just looking at who's a little more well put together. The far right is orderly. They're structured. They have a system. They are tradesmen. They are hard workers. It's not just that they can take care of themselves. They have ranches, properties, compounds. Shit that Antifa yearns for and wishes it can have, but never did. Which I'm kind of grateful for. But if you ever wanted to be a little more put together, maybe it starts with keeping your people in check. You think the fucking, like, the Aryan Brotherhood or any of these other groups are letting their people go run wild with their fucking racial hatred? No. Business first. What is the business of the far right now? Protecting the country. And y'all may not want to hear that, but a lot of people in the far right, from what I've learned, would rather preserve the United States of America because the nasty side of fascism, that comes after America falls. So if you can help prevent America from falling, they don't have to live in that future, and neither do you. Because who do you think would win? Not a bunch of fucking string-bang white boys walking around with fucking taped up fucking Glocks and fucking machetes and pepper spray. Fucking trans flags hanging out their asshole. No, it's going to be real men. Real men whose ideologies I may not agree with. But I ain't going to fuck with them like that. You want to fuck with them like that? Go ahead. But here's the reality. You're going to bring all those people to our fucking doorstep and you're going to trigger a civil war. And this is the thing about civil war in America. It's not just going to be a civil war. It's going to be a civil war. It's going to be a race war. It's going to be a fucking gender war. Every war you could possibly have under the sun, America's going to fucking have it. We're going to have fucking UFOs duking it out over fucking Texas. And in the next state over, we're going to be having fucking drag shows with fucking white people enslaved chicks. I don't know. We're going to get real creative and weird with it. And I don't like the sound of it. That's why I don't side with the far right or the far left. You know, I'm not with the white supremacist. I'm not with Antifa. I'm not with the fascists. I'm not with the anti-fascists. I'm with Triple B. This is my revolution. All right? So this isn't advocating for one side or the other. It's telling one side in particular, keep your people in line. Because quite frankly, this video is going to be a little more dual-sided. I was going to be like, hey, people on the right, keep your people in line. People on the left, keep your people in line. I don't really have to tell people on the right that. It's why they're so easy to get along with. They're not gunning for you. They're not trying to kill all their political opponents all the fucking time when you talk to them. People in Antifa, that's very different. And you are creating a culture of divide. And if you truly want to build unity, if you want to bridge the gap between races and genders and sexuality and all this shit, guess what? So do I. That's why I don't take your fucking methodology. Try something new. Get together with your neighbors, even the Nazis. I'll say it. Some of the Nazis I've met throughout my life are some of the funnest fucking people I've ever met. Doesn't mean I have to agree with them on the Holocaust or Hitler or anything like that. This shit horrifies me. The same way that I still have to sit down with people all the time who fucking talk about how Charlie Kirk getting killed is a good thing. That fucking horrifies me. Sometimes I have to swallow that. Are you more interested in unity or are you more interested in civil war? Because here's the thing with Antifa. I'd like to sit down and talk with you the same way that I sit down and talk with people who claim to be fascist or white separatist or who sit on that side of the aisle. But you don't allow for that opportunity. So maybe you have some things to iron out while you're all sitting here bitching about Karlin Borisenko and how she's emotionally outraged and how she's quick at the mouth and how she's this and how she's this. Y'all do the same shit all the time. All the time. That's why I like her. Sure, she pushed back a little bit. She wasn't a bitch. Half y'all are being fucking bitches. You're being fucking bitches to your neighbors. You're being fucking bitches to your grandmas, your fucking mommies, your sisters. You're isolating your whole family. You're getting rid of all your friends that fucking vote for Trump. You're acting like dicks. And people aren't going to put up with it. They're not going to side with you. They're not going to vote for your politicians. They're not going to side for your policies. Oh my God, why does nobody agree with us on trans issues anymore? Why does no one agree with us on this anymore? Why does no one, where are all our people going? You pushed them away. Oh my God, why is this white kid Ty King on YouTube and why is he talking to all these scary people and why is he doing this? You pushed me away. Oh my God, my 13-year-old little white blonde Cody, he fucking just went and joined ISIS. He just went to Iraq and joined ISIS. We live in the middle of Minnesota. It doesn't make any sense. Why would he go run away to ISIS? You pushed him away. You people need to realize that's what you're doing when you don't keep your people in check, when you don't keep yourselves in check. That is all I want to say today. Keep your fucking people in line. I'll keep my fucking people in line. How's that? You know, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You don't want us calling you a racist? Stop calling us a fucking racist. You don't want us to spit in your face? Don't spit in our fucking faces. Food for thought, people. God bless you.